Welcome to Camp Crystal River. My name is Nick Tracanna, and today we're analyzing The Strangers Chapter 1 in this episode of Don't Be Scared, the show where I break down the plots and filmmaking techniques to help you become just a little bit less scared of horror films. We open with a rather dapper gentleman running through the woods and getting rock bottomed, except Dwayne Johnson's nowhere to be found, and instead we have someone with an axe coming to finish the job. We then get some brutal American statistics that are immediately softened by the sweet sounds of B.O.B. This film revolves around a couple, Ryan and Maya, approaching the tail end of their 3-day road trip to celebrate their 5-year anniversary. And while the title said they were somewhere in Oregon, these drivers are definitely from Miami, and our two lovebirds almost got themselves a featured post on Only in Dade. Traveling deeper into the pits of Oregon, their GPS loses signal and they stop at the first questionable diner they can find because
I could eat a whole fucking cow.
My friends, that is the tip of the iceberg in regards to bad writing in this film. Brace yourself. But despite the watchful eyes, missing person posters, and critiques of the couple's marital status,
5 years, and you ain't put a ring on her finger? The hell are you waiting for?
Yes, this is a cross-country road trip to celebrate 5 years of dating. Nothing's gonna stop Ryan from scarfing down his turkey burger with extra bacon. And it seems the couple might be hanging out in Oregon a little bit longer because their push to start just ain't starting. But luckily, the ever-friendly Rudy takes initiative to fix their car overnight.
Yeah. Your all made a shot.
And making a case for Good Samaritan of the Year, he even offers a stay at a local Airbnb to wait out the car repairs. But before they leave, Tweedledee and Tweedledum offer up some religious pamphlets for them to read on the road. Dinner, lodging, and Jesus? This diner just earned itself a 5-star review on Yelp. They arrived at the Airbnb thanks to an unofficial Uber ride from waitress Shelly, and the couple settles into their romantic cabin in the woods. Maya looks to make the most of the experience by getting a little drunk and nasty, but it looks like Ryan only drinks beer? What the fuck was that reaction? You want to get twisted off a 6-pack but roll your eyes at a few shooters? Must be a lightweight. Our lovebirds start tackling their sixer and it's time to fuck. Nothing like a few warm beers in the woods to get you in the mood. But this PG-13 makeout scene gets interrupted by a knock at the door. A mysterious shadow kid asks,
"Is Tamara here?"
and lingers for a bit before slowly sauntering away. And we fast forward to the aftermath of an all-express trip to the boneyard. They pillow talk about finally getting married and moving to a new city together when Ryan starts to get a minor asthma attack. But he left his inhaler in the car that Rudy's currently fixing. So he decides it'll be a good idea to ride a random motorcycle back into town to grab it, leaving Maya alone to deal with the mysterious shadow kid asking for Tamara yet again. But this time, a simple no doesn't do the trick and the kid continues knocking. This distracts Maya from seeing that there's a stranger in the house. Get it? Ryan makes it into town and almost gets absolutely piped down by Rudy, who mistook him for a car thief.
You should have called first.
Subsequently, Maya rolls up a joint and begins playing the keys, totally unaware that she's performing a private recital for the friendly neighborhood sack man. Ryan then heads over to yet another burger stand to pick up food for Maya. This dude's had a turkey burger with extra bacon for lunch and a burger and fries for dinner, all while on a cross-country road trip. Looks to me like bro's about to put a hurtin' on a Buc-ee's toilet tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, Maya's basically making it a self-care night after some good sex, good drink, and good smoke, and she takes a steamy shower to cap off the night. It seems like Sackman's having a good night too, with his eyes locked on that ass. While using the hairdryer, the power to the house goes out and Maya's left wandering the home with a phone flashlight. And she finally has her first face-to-face encounter with a stranger. This time, it's not the Sackman, but Dollface. Maya rushes to hide in a closet, and the long, drawn-out sounds of someone coming up the stairs is revealed to be Ryan, finally returning home from his late-night errands. He then does some textbook gaslighting, blaming her hysteric reaction on seeing a painting on the wall while high as fuck off that devil weed.
Were you smoking?
But this shaming session is cut short by yet another knock at the door. Ryan confronts the mysterious shadow kid and they scurry off before any real damage is done. And finally, after nearly 20 minutes of screen time, Ryan gets to face his second burger of the day, and he is just a pig in slop in that meaty, ketchupy mess of a smash burger. And despite looking like a feeding vampire, bro is still cataclysmically horny.
You got a problem with all this?
Oh my god, yeah, I do have a problem with that.
Why don't you come solve it then?
Like, what did you think was gonna happen? She was gonna slurp up your ketchup beard and you two would just fuck it out with no questions asked? Come on, Ryan. stink. But soon ketchup isn't the only red mess all over the table, because there's a dead bird bleeding all over the place.
These people are bleeding all over the place.
We're not bleeding all over the place.
This sends the couple into panic mode and the strangers into action mode. They seem to just be taunting the couple during this breaking and entering because they're doing a whole lot of breaking without as much entering. And once the sack man leaves them alone in the bedroom, Ryan sticks his ear up to the door and declares that the coast is clear. First and foremost, fuck this guy. Just because it was quieter than it was 10 seconds ago doesn't mean it's even remotely safe to leave. But he convinces Maya to head outside to the motorcycle, as that'll be their best bet of escaping. But this plan goes up in flames, as you'd expect, and the couple's right back inside. The sack man and pinup girl cozy up to some vinyl slow jams as Maya and Ryan attempt to escape via the house's crawl space. And despite a rusty nail to the hand, the couple quietly make it outside and Ryan drops his fucking inhaler. They go inside the shed and weapon up just in case they need to use some more fight rather than flight. Once again, Ryan leaves Maya alone and she almost immediately gets snatched by the sack man, but Ryan takes an incredibly risky shot with his newfound gun and scares the sack man away. Now that's a lot of confidence in your aim right there. The couple creep around the house and hear someone walking on the front porch, and Ryan takes the opportunity to put his Call of Duty skills to use. The only problem here is that he accidentally shot the owner of the house, not one of the strangers. Congrats, buddy! You just caught yourself a homicide charge during your own home invasion. But remorse for this mistake is short-lived as they steal the man's keys and make a speedy escape in his car. But the sack man wants to play monster trucks and keeps smashing their car. Easy there, Gravedigger, I think they get the message. Ryan's leg gets crushed inside the car and he tells Maya to run for her life before taking a shot at the sack man. But Ryan's aim's only good when he's firing at innocent people, so he misses the sack man by a country mile. Maya's sprinting through the woods when she decides, actually, let's try and hide in the loudest environment possible. Now, I'm no expert on this shit, but it just seems a little bit smarter to keep running instead of trying to hide among the dead leaves and thin branches. Not exactly the most stealthy place to set up shop. We get a brief moment of Dollface staring directly at Maya's hiding spot, but ultimately walking away. But once Maya gets up to continue running, it becomes clear that Dollface was just waiting for her to move, because she winds up and cracks Maya harder than Otani hits a fastball. Meanwhile, the sack man's on the hunt for Ryan, who is able to escape the car, and we get the most badass shot of the entire movie. But Ryan's insistent screaming and calling out for Maya makes it a pretty easy game of Marco Polo. Despite this, he's somehow able to get pinup girl held at gunpoint, but she's unfazed by the situation. And his hesitation to pull the trigger gives the sack man a chance to save his sweet baby girl. Our couple then wakes up bound to chairs, and because he felt the romance in the air, Ryan fucking proposes.
Will you marry me?
And with that, our couple lives happily ever after, never to be bothered again. Well, that's it for The Strangers Chapter 1. My name's Nick Tracanna, and this has been Don't Be Scared. What could have been. Our fairy tale ending is ruined by Ryan getting stabbed and he fucking dies. Maya then asks,
Why are you doing this to her?
And pinup girl replies with,
Because you're here.
and the sack man wastes no time stabbing Maya and turns the soon-to-be newlyweds into never-will-be newlyweds. And then they just fucking leave. That's it. We get one final shot in a hospital bed revealing that Maya was able to make it out alive, and a to-be-continued title card ends the movie. All in all, this was a pretty stale experience without any real tension or excitement or substance, but I'm interested to see where they take the story from here and if the rest of the trilogy is even really necessary. But there you have it. The Strangers Chapter 1 is the first iteration of this new Strangers trilogy, and we made it through together. If you have any suggestions on what to cover next, drop a comment and let me know. Until next time, I'm Nick Tracanna, and this is Don't Be Scared.